Hey guys, welcome to day 21 of New Zealand's biggest gap year. This is a challenge that Laura and I decided to tackle a couple of years ago, in which we are doing 365 activities in only 365 days. And because we want to go all around the country for an entire year, we decided to purchase a campervan. And then it was a used campervan and some stuff happened. So just let's watch this and we'll go back at the end of the video. I'll come back and answer a question that we received the first time we published it. So we're doing a little bit of work and then we head on the road to Hamilton, where we are going to meet up with Phil, the panel beater that we met last week, to give him the campervan and get those couple of small holes fixed. Now, you know, he said, oh yeah, probably going to need 2 days and this and that, but I fully expect him to just open it, like patch the couple of holes and be done in a couple of hours so we can be on our way. But just in case, we've planned a couple of days there. So today we're going to the beautiful Hamilton Garden. Woohoo!
Can I get a G? Can I get an A? Can I get an R? Can I get a D? Can I get an E? Can I get an N? Put those together and you get garden.
We dropped the campervan off at Phil's. They're like, sweet, we'll see you later, we'll give you a call when it's done or whatever. So yeah, now obviously we don't have a vehicle anymore, so we're not driving to Hamilton Gardens. 1 second, we are like la 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 skipping down the walkway, and the next moment Robin gets a phone call and he picks up the phone and it's Phil from Phil Paint and Panel, and all of a sudden I just see his face like drop and he's like oh he's like, you're scaring me, man, you're scaring me, like saying this down the phone to Phil. Obviously, all I can tell is like, obviously there's something majorly wrong with the campervan, and I'm just like running through my head like, oh shit, what could it be this time? Like, is it totally like ruined that we can't drive the campervan at all anymore? Or, I don't know what's going on. So I wait for Robin to get off the phone, and literally we are at the entrance of the Hamilton Gardens, and the last thing Robin says to Phil is like, okay, we're going to take a cab from Hamilton Gardens and come straight back. And I'm like, oh, okay then, I guess I've never seen the Hamilton Gardens.
It's like saying like it's totally rotten, that he doesn't even know where to start. It's like it's a really big job. It's not too cool. So I shouldn't be driving it right now at all. So just come back here, I'll show you under. It's completely rotten.
So what are we gonna do?
I have no idea, but we are making our way down to Phil's panel beater. The first thing he said when I get off the cab, he sees me, he walk out of the shop and look at me and say, man, who did you buy this camper from? Because this is a big piece of shit.
He takes like the Toyota logo panel off the front of the van and reaches his hand up behind the fiberglass paneling on the front and just rips loads of rusty pieces of shit from underneath the campervan. So basically, what looks like has happened is this van has one time failed its certificate of fitness because of rust issues, which they've asked, obviously VTNZ, who gives out this certificate of fitness, has asked the previous owner to sort it out and come back when it's all sorted out. But it looks like they've just painted over it and just said, yep, that's fine. Since then, it has passed its certificate of fitness, meaning that this authority that gives out these certificate of fitness deems this roadworthy and safe and legal to drive on the roads. And that's obviously what we thought when we were buying this thing. We're buying something that we know has been deemed worthy to be on the road, so it can't have too much wrong with it. But Phil is telling us that all this rust behind here, if we are ever in a crash, we've had it. Like, there's nothing protecting us. There's no metal in front of the driver's seat or the passenger seat. It's just rust, which is crazy. And also before we bought our camper van, as we've advised so many people to do, is to do a pre-purchase inspection, which is a professional mechanic looks all over the vehicle. You can have these done for any vehicles in New Zealand, and they recommend whether to buy it or not, what needs fixing, and you know, so you can make like an informed decision on whether to buy something or not. And truck stops, that's the place we went and did our pre-purchase inspection. They said that, yeah, there's just some few minor issues which we're happy to sort out for you, which they did. Like we paid them to sort out the minor stuff that needed doing. Otherwise, it's safe to go. They thought it was a good deal, paying what we paid for it, and they recommended us to buy it. So, you know, we've gone through the right steps to do this, but not only has one major company in New Zealand completely failed at its job, but another major company, Truck Stops, that does the pre-purchase inspection, also failed on their job, and now we are stuck with a bill of about $3,000.
So yeah, it's just I can't believe people just care so little about the life of others. I mean, yeah, it's just.
So this is the part where Robin starts hustling. Like, this is what Robin does. He is good at sorting shit out. He always helps like sort other people's problems out, and now he's gonna like sort our problems out.
We are gonna keep on going, and I'm gonna spend the whole afternoon on the phone trying to find a solution. So I'm calling one person, I'm calling another, I'm calling another, I'm calling another person. I'm keep on calling people until I find someone. And the lovely Juicy come to save the day. They said, yeah, no worries, we give you a van for a couple of weeks, and you know, so you can keep on traveling, and when your van is fixed, just bring it back to us. And I'm like, yes, thank you guys. So I'm booking a bus for tomorrow. I'm gonna get up to Auckland, grab the van, and come back to Hamilton and pick up Laura. So now we have a plan. We can keep on traveling. The only change to our plan is that for the next couple of weeks, we need to stay in the area so we can go back to Phil's if needed and pick up the van on time. So we're just gonna get a bit more time to explore the area.
Just been bold.
Why is he peeling off our fucking camper van? Look at him.
Yeah.
Why?
Alright, so this just happened, and this is pretty annoying. But we'll figure it out. We're pretty resourceful, but it's kind of a good thing that it happened to us, because we can show you what happens when things hit the fan. So the first kind of comment that we got on the video was from Andrew, and he says, do you have any video on buying campervan? I just arrived in Auckland 2 days ago and I want to buy one. So Andrew, I'm pretty sure you already come and gone from New Zealand since the last time you left the comment, but I know that we did answer your question when you join us to the in one of our live chats. So it's at Sunday 8 AM New Zealand time every single week, so it's around Saturday on your time, and if you guys want to watch those, we have plenty of videos about buying campervans in New Zealand on the channel. Plus, if you check out www.nzpocketguide.com, we have ton of information on what to look for and what are all the pitfalls of buying campervans in New Zealand, what you need to be aware of, and even some checklists that you can load that page on your phone and just go through when you inspect your car and everything like that. So make sure that you guys do that, and make sure that you check out those informations. Now, we also had a comment from Janet that says that she hopes that we got our money back. New Zealand has some of the toughest consumer protection laws in the world. If you don't get what you pay for and it doesn't work, you get your money back. And she keeps on going on talking about those kind of things. Now, the one thing that I would like to point out is that first, I want to thank Janet for her comments, but in New Zealand, actually, laws and consumer laws are a little bit more relaxed than what you may be used to in North America or even in Europe. The fact of the matter is that companies can get away with quite a few things, and we actually did try to actually pursue legal avenues with both the company that inspected the van before we purchased it, as well as the person that sold us the van, and everything did hit a roadblock. It's kind of like especially when you buy used stuff in New Zealand, it's kind of like the burden is on the buyer. You know, if the seller hasn't like fully bluntly lied, you know, and then technically we didn't ask, is the whole cabin completely rusted and did you paint over it? And we didn't ask that, so it's kind of our fault. And as per the inspection, we actually got back to VTNZ and we sent them email, we sent them pictures and everything, and they say we're not liable for that whatsoever. This is, you know, this is not part of our inspection, despite the fact that when we asked to do the inspection again, then they realized it was all rusty, and then that wasn't the case. So, you know, it's a bit of a gray area, so you have to be very, very, very careful when you buy a camper van in New Zealand. You are not as protected as you think you are, and hopefully our mistake, our very costly mistake, helps you guys when doing that. A good way to kind of mitigate that is to actually buy from professional sellers, and so we actually do recommend some on www.nzpocketguide.com because those guys, they're basically tied by other organization and everything like that, so it's a bit easier. And as well as they don't want to sell bad cars and everything, because otherwise you leave bad reviews and then, you know, their business goes down. So it's kind of a catch-22 for them if they don't sell you something which is good. So yeah, that's kind of like the way to mitigate that. Be informed, check out our website, as well as if you want double security, buy from a professional seller. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's definitely worth it. Now, now that bad day is over, we are good to go. And we're going to get back on the road tomorrow, which is great. If you are planning a trip to New Zealand, you can check out nzpocketguide.com, which is the largest travel guide to New Zealand. And you can also chat with us every Sunday at 8 a.m. New Zealand time during our live session. We hang out on the couch and we just answer questions from travelers all the time. And if you think that all our content is super useful, a good way to reward us for all our hard work is to click that like button and subscribe as well. And in the meantime, travel awesome. Bye bye.